Well, I'm U.S. Senator Debbie Stabenow, and I'm here because I chair the Senate Agriculture, Nutrition, and Forestry Committee. And so I've done that for some time now, since 2011. And since that time, I have made expanding and solidifying urban agriculture an important priority for me, to make sure it's a part of farm policy, part of funding through the Farm Bill, and that it's an important economic driver as well as an access for local food. Well, first of all, people don't really understand urban agriculture. People think about a community garden. Community gardens are great, but what we're talking about is the next step. We're talking about a structure that is planting food and harvesting it and hiring people and creating markets. We're also talking about a really important piece of tackling the climate crisis in terms of sustainability. It's also a part of environmental justice, economic justice, making sure that we're providing access to food, but also jobs to everyone in the community. And so the challenge, though, has been traditionally, when folks think of agriculture, they think of big farms, and usually big farms in the South. And so when I came in as a person from Michigan, representing a state with great diversity of crops. I mean, half of what we grow is fruits and vegetables, which were not even in the Farm Bill when I became first a member of that committee. And so, and urban agriculture wasn't anywhere. And so for me, the goal has been to expand and support all kinds of agriculture. That's better for us, it's better for the economy, it's better for food access. But telling that story becomes incredibly important so people understand. Well, it's really important. Every single person at this conference has a story to tell, why they got into urban ag, the challenges, the heartfelt successes, why they continue to do it, how they provide food for people, what it feels like providing food for people, as well as jobs and so on. It's those stories that connect with people. And I think of Travis who runs a wonderful operation in Detroit that caters to veterans who are coming home. Started out, he was a veteran with PTSD, found that working with the land made all the difference to him. And he began from there and is now providing that opportunity for veterans. He's providing food for the community. He's doing some of the most creative work. We're working with him on access to water and how we can do creative new things. He's doing indoor efforts now. And so, but this started with somebody who was himself reaching out to help himself as it related to challenges that he had. So that's an important kind of story. The other kind of story is making sure that people where I am in the United States Senate, all of whom represent cities, everybody represents a whole state. They need to understand that this is an important part of economic development in their cities. It's an important part of agriculture in their cities. And when I say tell the story, it's not just to tell a nice story, it's to build a political constituency. That's how change happens. And when people see that something not only makes a difference, but there are people who care about it. There's a political constituency who cares about it. You go to a town meeting, you raise your hand and ask what their positions are, what they know about urban agriculture. Do they know this farm or that farm is in this city or whatever? And so building that constituency causes people who've not been involved to maybe think they ought to pay a little bit more attention. And that also means not just preaching to the choir, as they say, not just talking to the folks who already get it. It means talking to the folks who don't get it, maybe are even hostile about it. When I took this step in 2018 to set up funding for the first time for an urban agriculture office, it was one of the last things we negotiated and almost took the bill down because I insisted it be in there. And my colleague on the other side of the aisle in the House could not imagine that the Farm Bill would recognize urban agriculture. So you build the constituency, as they say. Build it and they will come. Go home and invite your member of Congress or your senator to come out and visit your operation so they can see firsthand. If they're not able to or not interested, invite their staff. and then invite them again, and then invite them again. Invite your city officials or other local officials to come out and see what you're doing. Share the challenges that you have on water or zoning or other issues, and ask for support to modify local ordinances that allow flexibility and recognize urban ag. But it starts with that conversation, and folks have got to do that. And if they can't get somebody to come out, then you email them, and then you phone call them. Then you go to their town hall meeting, and you stand up at the town hall meeting, and you invite them. So it's not about being confrontational or hostile. It is about being persistent, and that's what we need.